Jane McDonald-Steislinger. I'm the parish warden here at St Peter's Church, which is in the Bournemouth Town Centre parish with St Augustine's and St Stephen's. This is our beautiful churchyard. It's an almost 4-acre site, and it's been the dream of many people for almost 4 to 5 years to reclaim this land, which was horribly neglected, overgrown, and actually quite dangerous. So we've had a lot of bad activities here, drug dealing, but obviously in all the activity that comes with that, fighting. Residents have had a terrible time in some areas. They're woken up all hours, day or night, with ladies screaming, people fighting. A lot of knife crime happening here and a lot of assaults. So about a year ago we managed to get, or a year and a half ago now, in partnership with Fresh Start, which is a charity who partner with reclaiming such spaces. A guy called Mark Richmond was instrumental. We had a grant from Dorset Wildlife Trust who gave us around £10,000, and that really was enough to get the project off the ground. It was the first stepping stone there, we needed a lot more than that. This enabled us to get a design together, and we used the services of JPS Design, incredibly well known and award-winning landscape designers. They work with public spaces as well as private homes. So it paid for her to come, get the feel of the churchyard, do a design, and Mark's team, we were able to engage for 3 days a week for 3 months to help spearhead the clearance work, and that really was 3 months of around 15 to 20 people 3 days a week, brush cutting, strimming and chainsawing down the most unbelievable overgrown rhododendrons, you name it, it was here. We found by our beautiful Resurrection Chapel, I would say around 3,000 needles, which just spoke volumes about where the main centre of drug dealing was happening. So obviously all of those had to be collected, and we had to be very careful doing clearance work. The main thrust of the grounds is to make it a place for public congregants, visitors, everyone to enjoy. It's used as probably one of the main 2 cut-throughs in the town centre. So the area I'm stood in now is going to be, or is being transformed into a butterfly walk. So we planted around £5,000 worth of plants here. They're all heavily for pollinators, bees, butterflies, etc. And we have made, as you can see, a woodchip path going through. We found the original steps at the end, so eventually that will all be opened up when the plant's actually established. So it's going to be great for wildlife. As part of this as well, we've also planted a cherry tree walk, which was quite handy because we have our local football club, AFC Bournemouth, known as the Cherries, so they donated us money to buy a couple of these cherry trees. So this really is the kind of nature part of it. The rest of it at the moment is clearing, making paths, and as part of the work we've done, we have found so many graves which were long forgotten, overgrown, broken, huge, beautiful Victorian crosses and stones and headstones. So as we have come across these long buried, we have lovingly uncovered them. We've reunited stones where they've been obviously broken off, and we've actually helped some local people become reunited with loved ones that were lost over 80 years ago in some cases, which has been wonderful because they thought the stones were long gone. So that's been the human side of this as well. Partnerships here have been amazing. The Rotary Club of Bournemouth gave us £2,000, which again has helped to pay for some of the plants in this butterfly walk, and they regularly contribute. For example, just today we have 10 members of Bournemouth Rotary helping do some very manual work over there. Local residents have been so delighted where we cleared by the chapel and they no longer have the antisocial behaviour, that they're also coming to help. 2 of them are here today. Congregation and visitors, anyone and everyone's welcome to come along, and we meet to keep the work going every Tuesday and Thursday afternoons as well, so people know there's a regular slot if they have finished work early, or they're retired and feel they can offer some time and the weather's not too inclement, they come down. I think really this is the beginning. We're obviously looking to do a lot more hard landscaping by some of our more famous residents' graves to make them accessible, such as the Shelley tomb. We are also just finalising now the artwork, and it's been a year-long project to research about 9 of the more famous graves and sites such as the Shelley Tomb, the Resurrection Chapel. As part of that, Dorset Wildlife Trust have also paid for a wildlife trail, so that will go hand in hand with the heritage trail. That will showcase some of our very famous 200-year-old yews. We have bug hotels, we have obviously the butterfly walk, and we have an incredibly rare orchid called Lady's Tresses orchid, and we'll have plaques there with photographs and explaining what they are. So that's really the basis of where we are at the moment. We still need lots more funding, but it's 100% volunteer-led now, so no labour, no tools, nothing is paid for. It's all run by the community, which is the absolute joy. And I think especially through the last year of COVID, this has been a lifeline for many, many of us in this community.